This is Bali, the island of gods, a place where the scent of incense meets the salt of the Indian Ocean. But look closer at the horizon. Something has fundamentally shifted in the last few years. Behind the viral Instagram reels of infinity pools, silk dresses, and choreographed spiritual awakenings, a massive, sophisticated economic machine is at work. It is consuming the island's soul, one aesthetic villa at a time. If you come here unprepared, with only a dream and a credit card, Bali won't just treat you as a guest. It will treat you as a target for a high-stakes digital gold rush. What you're about to see is the uncomfortable truth that travel agencies and influencers are too afraid to tell you. Is this paradise truly dying, or has it simply been rebranded for the highest bidder? We are going beyond the filters. Let's dive in. Welcome to the modern Bali. You've seen the cinematic drones soaring over the Tagala-lying rice terraces at sunrise. You've seen the travelers swinging over the abyss in Ubud, looking for a moment of peace that can be captured in a 10-second clip. You think you're looking at an ancient sanctuary, but you are looking at the most successful marketing project in the history of modern tourism. What was once a land of silent prayer and hidden waterfalls has been transformed into a high-stakes arena of global capital, aggressive digital nomadism, and social media stagecraft. Before you pack your bags and dream of a total life awakening, you must understand the new rules. The Bali of today doesn't just want your presence. It demands your attention, your data, and a very specific, ever-increasing portion of your bank account. To master this island, you must first throw away the outdated tourist maps. Bali is no longer divided by traditional regencies. It is divided by vibes, social status, and extreme price points. First, consider Canggu. It is the neon-lit heart of the digital gold rush. A world of $20 avocado toasts, luxury co-working spaces that feel like Silicon Valley hubs, and a perpetual suffocating traffic jam of scooters and blacked-out SUVs. This is where the global digital elite comes to work, party, and perform the simple life while spending metropolitan prices. Then there is Ubud. Once the cultural lungs of the island, these lungs are now heavy with the exhaust of hundreds of tourist buses and the constant smoke of ceremonial fires mixed with construction dust. Ubud has become a curated spiritual theme park. If you want a real ceremony, you have to look far past the Instagram temples, where tourists wait for hours in line just to have a local assistant hold a mirror under a phone camera to simulate a reflection that doesn't exist in reality. And finally, the south, Uluwatu, the land of majestic cliffs and world-class surfing. This is where the ultra-wealthy have built their modern fortresses. The beach clubs here have entry fees and minimum spends that rival the most exclusive VIP spots in Miami or Dubai. We are about to peel back the heavy layers of the Balinese economy and the infamous Bule Tax. But before we continue, if you want to join us as we deconstruct world-famous destinations from Miami to Dubai, and if you want to understand the hidden financial systems behind the world's most beautiful places, you belong in this community. Subscribe now and turn on the notification bell. We don't just show you scenery. We give you the deep dive strategy to master the world. Now let's get back to the invisible costs of paradise. Let's talk about the hard math of paradise. Modern Bali is a place of rapidly rising costs and economic friction. The days of the $5 luxury meal are a ghost of the past in any primary tourist zone. There is an invisible yet very real Bule Tax, a systematic price jump for foreigners that is built into the very fabric of the island's economy. A trendy villa in the golden triangle of Canggu, Seminyak, and Ubud can now cost a fortune, rivaling rents in major European cities. The infrastructure was never designed for this level of human density. This leads to the most expensive hidden cost of all: your time. In the modern Bali, moving just 5 kilometers can take over an hour of your life. If you value your time at a high hourly rate, you quickly realize that Bali is no longer a cheap destination. It is an expensive exercise in patience and logistical management. Bali has crowned itself the capital of the laptop lifestyle, but there is a haunting dark side to this narrative. The island is saturated with lifestyle coaches, crypto prophets, and self-proclaimed gurus selling the dream of passive income and eternal freedom. The social pressure here is immense. You are constantly surrounded by people who look like they are winning at the game of life. But behind the beautiful villa walls, many are struggling with the rising cost of living, the transience of friendships, and the profound isolation of the digital world. The island's energy is what the locals call Sekala and Niskala, the seen and the unseen. Today, the unseen energy of Bali is becoming increasingly anxious as the island struggles to balance its ancient soul with its aggressive new economy. So, how do you win? How do you find the real Bali without being consumed by the machine? Strategy 1. Go north and west. While the masses are fighting for a sunset spot in the crowded south, the smart travelers are heading to the highlands of Munduk, the valleys of Sidemen, or the silence of West Bali National Park. These are the places where the air is still crisp, the water is still sacred, and the people still see you as a guest, not just a transaction. Strategy 2. Embrace the Warung. To survive here, you must eat like the locals. A Warung is more than a restaurant. It is the heartbeat of Balinese society. In a local Warung, $10 will feed a family with high-quality, authentic food. On the main tourist strips, that same $10 won't even cover the tax and service charge on a single cocktail. Strategy 3. Absolute respect for the spirits. Bali is a deeply religious Hindu island. In recent times, the local authorities have lost their patience with disrespectful tourism. If you pose inappropriately at a temple or a sacred mountain, you won't just be shamed. You will be deported and blacklisted. Respect is the only currency that truly matters here. We cannot ignore the water. The island of gods is thirsty. The thousands of luxury villas with their private infinity pools are draining the ancient aquifers that have sustained this island for centuries. In the dry season, local farmers struggle to water their rice fields, while tourists splash in pools just meters away. Being a conscious traveler is no longer an option. It is a moral requirement. As the sun sets, the neon fever dream begins. But the best nightlife isn't found at a $100 entry beach club. It's found at the Pasar Malam, the night market. This is where you see the real fire of Bali. The smell of satay grilling over coconut husks, the vibrant colors of tropical fruits, and the genuine, unscripted laughter of people who aren't trying to sell you a digital course or an aesthetic image. Bali is a mirror. If you come here looking for a background for your social media feed, you will find a plastic, expensive paradise. If you come here looking for a shortcut to wealth or enlightenment, you will find shadows and empty promises. But if you come with a quiet mind, if you rent a scooter and drive until the paved roads turn to dirt, if you sit in silence as the sun sets over a temple that isn't on any top 10 list, you will finally find it. The Bali that has survived for thousands of years is still there, hidden in plain sight. But the question remains, are you brave enough to go where the influencers won't follow? I want to know your thoughts. Has Bali lost its magic, or is it just evolving into something we don't yet understand? Let's discuss it in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Stay smart, stay curious, and we will see you at the next destination.